Welcome, 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 race fans worldwide, world over. East to West Racing is here on tap with racing for you tonight at Brands Hatch. We are running the Grand Prix circuit. And we have 15 drivers on the track so far. We've got about 6.5, 7 minutes left in the practice session. Then we'll jump into a qualifying session, give them a few laps to get around and see if they can get the quickest lap. The lap times are coming down. We've got some really low 122s out there in this practice session. 122.0. Emmett Lindquist, Richard Wishon, Kevin Cantone, Kyle Robinson, Josh Baling, all within 3/10. Top 5. These guys are pushing hard. Currently eyes on Richard Wishon going around in the 974. Audi. We got a Porsche out front with an Audi, followed by a Mercedes, another Porsche, BMW there with Brandon in 6th spot. He's at a 122.5, an entire half second back. The interval, the gap between these guys is nearly nothing. Top 10 drivers on the board up on the top right. You can see them, everybody on the track on the top left on the track map. Scores are scrolling through. That's the last lap time. Fastest lap is next to the name on the top right chart for the scoring chart. Rolling across the top of the screen is their last lap. And you can see on the very top, track temp is in Celsius. That's awesome. Let me see if I can fix that. I might be able to. I think I found the setting last time. Gotta love these guys making changes to their software, you know, making it fun for everybody. At least it's out there and it's an option, right? Is that gonna fix it? I think that'll fix it. There we go, 65-degree track temp. Nice and cool here. Racing in jolly old England tonight. This is East to West Racing. This is GT3, the GT3 Challenge. And we are sponsored here by Stair Fittings Incorporated. Go to orders.stairfittings.com. They have everything you need for your stairs. Projects of many kinds they can take care of. They can do new treads. They can do the whole thing with risers and aprons and balusters and the whole thing. Beautiful workmanship. Some of the best I have ever seen. That's what I have in my house. And I recommend you have it in yours. Stair Fittings Incorporated. Check them out. Orders.stairfittings.com. Give them a call. Tell them Bigg Wizurd sent you. They will take care of you. 100%. Also sponsored by Grandpa's Kitchen. Grandpa's Kitchen, makers of a 1-to-1 replacement for flour that is actually gluten-free. Gluten-free flour. You can do a 1-to-1 replacement on any of your baking recipes. These guys are top-notch. These guys are great. They know the family. They're great people. These guys, I've tried everything. I've tried the muffins and the cookies and the brownies.
Microphone check.
And there's our race control.
Yes, sir.
That's
Thank
Jaden
you so much, Brett.
He's out there.
So welcome, dude.
Race control. Good to have Jaden out there. Now, Jaden's got a sick pup, so anybody out there, top tier racing, anybody out there looking to help him out, he's trying to get some surgery done for his pup. He's a 3-year-old bulldog. Needing some help. Send me a message in chat or somewhere. I'll get you the info to find his GoFundMe. Jaden, great guy, and Thor is a great pup, so hopefully they can get that taken care of. Get Thor back going again. It's no fun when your pup's down. No fun at all. So the drivers keep crawling in. We got 16 on track right now, but Emmett Lindquist still holding that top spot with a 122.005. 1/10 of a second back to Richard Wishon. We just had our race finish up. over at the JNR Craftworks GT3 Contender Series. And Richard's dad, Rick, won that one. Rick is in the session, not currently on the racetrack. He'll be coming in fairly soon. Dom also came in second. Those guys aren't quite on the racetrack yet. Probably just getting set up and dialed in. Just a minute and a half left in the practice session, and then we're going to jump into qualifying. Let's hit points real quick. For the series, this is race number 9. We're already at race number 9, and the series is fairly tight. You get about 400 points per race here. I'm going to see me pull up my racing tool here. GT3 Challenge Season 7 it is. And right now in GT3 Challenge Magnificent Season 7, Kyle Robinson currently 4th on the track right now, just 0.2 off the leader. Kyle Robinson with a 287 point gap to Brandon Dooley. Brandon's also out there, currently running P6 in the practice session. We'll see how that goes once qualifying gets going. But those guys followed by Philip Scott, who I haven't seen yet tonight. Hopefully he can make it. These guys do get 4 drops, so we don't see every driver every week. That's Kyle Robinson, Brandon Dooley, Philip Scott, Richard Hibbs, Morgan Teggy, Josh Baling, Josh Rabe, Emmett Lindquist, Richard Wishon, and Chris Springer. Like I said, we're on race 9. And we count points for the qualifying session, the sprint race, and the race itself. So you get about the leader, the pole sitter is going to get 35 points for finishing on the pole in qualifying. Then each racer gets
going into qualifying. Good luck.
Points dropping down the chart to just 1 point for 30th position, but there's only 16 of them out there, so they'll be getting a pretty decent amount of points for qualifying. And then we'll have, what happened to my camera? Where's my cameras? Cameras, yo, cameras. Who's got the cameras? Let's see. There we go. Yeah, they get 35, 32, 30, 28, 26. They drop down just a few points each until you get down around 25 points, and then they just go 1 point apiece. That's for the qualifying session. That's where we're at right now. Just doing their warm-up. This is a pretty short track. It's only about 1 minute and 20 seconds around. 1:22, let's say. We're going to watch Brandon go around. We'll see if we can jump in Brandon's cockpit here and watch him go around a time lap as he's going through turns 5, 6, and 7. These big right-hand around 90-degree corners up and over these hills. Everyone's just a little bit different. Some really cool cornering. And then this last one, you hang on after those 3 left-handers, you do this right-hander. Scratch that, back it up. After the 3 right-handers, you do a left-hander. Let's see if I can find those camera shots. I don't know if I have any. Let's see if I can find some. That'd be cool if I can get them. But yeah, in the sprint, we're going to make the points a little tougher to get a hold of. In sprint, the only top 5 get points. The reason we do that is because we're going to invert the top 8 at the end of the sprint race. So you've got to get in there, you've got to get after it, and you've got to get some good racing in during that sprint to get a good finish to get those points. And then we're going to flip everybody in the top 8 and take that leader and stick him back into P8. And with the drivers, as you see in here, top 8 or so, we're all within a 10th or 2 of the leader in practice. So that's going to make it pretty interesting for those guys to try to battle back. It's not that easy to pass here. It is a very fun racetrack. There's a lot of high-speed corners, a couple of hairpins, pretty tight corners in turn 2, and again in turn 4. Coming into turn 9 is a little trickier than it seems. Turn 9 can catch you out and throw you off into the fence pretty easily. But these guys pretty much professional drivers. Yeah, not really. But these guys are pretty good. Top 8 or 10 here, you're going to see everybody's going to be running really solid race right near each other. Small mistakes by somebody else or yourself can drop you back a couple seconds, and that's all it takes here. You're going to have one heck of a time catching back up. But hey, this is again Ron with Bigg Wizurd TV. We are live on the air with East to West Racing. There's plenty of room in this field. We're not having as many drivers as we have had in the past. Only 16 out here tonight. It's kind of fallen off since the since Memorial Day break. We'll hopefully be able to build that back up. But, a couple new guys. We got Carl Ribbing on the racetrack. He's new to the league. Welcome, Carl. Currently out there running a 1:23.6. That's just his warm-up lap. I'm sure that'll slim down a little bit. As Emmett, I don't know if that's a warm-up lap or not, but that's already a half a second faster than he was running in practice. 1:21.5 for his first lap out. Usually with these cars, the second lap's your quick lap, so we have got some times coming. Let's see what happens. This is going to be an interesting qualifying session. They can run 8 laps. They have time for about 10, but they're only going to get 8 in. That's all they're allowed. A lot of them are going to run 2 or 3, get the tires hot, run the quick laps, come in, get new tires, put a little go-go juice back in it, and run it again. We'll see what they do. So far, we have... How come I'm not in number order, boys? Get me in number order. Okay, that's position order. Let's go get car number. Car number, I know how to find him. Running order changes all the time. Hey, Rich Hibbs made it in. That's a positive to have Rich out here. He's competing for the championship. And out here running with us. He's right now 1:23.2 in that BMW. The Porsche, as you can see, is spotting the horizon there with almost every other car in the top 10 being a Porsche 911 GT3R. The new car from iRacing. It happens every once in a while. iRacing drops a new car on the field on us all, and that seems to upset the apple cart, so to speak. Everybody goes to the new car. The new car seems to be a little quicker. What is nice is that the race earlier was won by an Audi, so they don't all win every time, but there are definitely quick cars out there. Let's see. Oh, and there's Richard Wishon dropping a lap in right up there at the top to 1:22.3 into P2, but still 0.7 of a second. Brandon Dooley drops another one in, 1:22.4. And as Emmett finishes up his out lap, let's do a cockpit camera. And we'll watch as we go around in this brand new Porsche 911 GT3R 992 edition. Here he goes around turn 9, the final corner. Over the little hill here, down the front straight, and up on top of this 100-foot drop, which is turn 1. This is just like a cliff. Down he goes. Bottoms out a little bit. It's the rumble strips. Hard on the brakes for the hairpin here in turn 2. Down to first gear. Hangs on real tight here. Tries to hit this just right. You go off over that concrete section. All the momentum you can. Late brake here into the corner in turn 4. Kind of a hairpin corner, and he accelerates out in third gear, keeping his momentum. And now he's into 5, 6, 7, which are the 3 sweeping right-handers. Here's the first one. All the way out to the outside edge, 5th. Turn 6 here is really crazy because you can go wide up into that black section. Oh, he messed that lap up. I think he's going to abort that maybe. Or he'll just go again, but that may have been an error there as he was entering turn 5. Yeah, that's an aborted lap for sure. As the car in front of him, Brett Fay, he goes off track. Let's see here if Emmett does another one. what it looks like to go around Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit for a minute and 21 seconds. Keep an eye on him here. We'll change camera angles for you. With these overhead shots, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Let's see who's running now, coming across the line. This is going to be Kyle Robinson's lap. He goes by, and Kyle. Nope, looks like Jason's done. He's going to try it again. Kyle also back in the pit lane. What happened? What happened? Carl Rivington, new driver in the East to West Racing GT3 Challenge. Good to see Carl out here running with us. Plenty of competition out here for you, Kyle. 122.7 so far, his quickest. Only good for P7 on the podium, on the pagoda right now, starting on the row 4 there. So I'll tell you what, this stuff is tight. It's going to get tighter. Josh Baling in the number 1, he's coming around the final corner. He switched over to a Porsche this week. Usually you'll see Josh and Jason in the Audi. Josh up to P2 there with a 122.3, still 0.7 of a second away. These guys not quite able to get into those 121s to join Emmett. We'll see if anybody can do it. Comes Richard across the line. That is not quick enough. It moves him up a little bit in this time, but not in the standings. Still P3. Dooley just crossed the line. He is still in P4. 122.4. The gap between second and seventh is 0.3. The gap between first and second is 0.7. Emmett has got this track figured out. Emmett Lindquist running in the new Porsche 911 GT3R 992 is the official name. Qualifying fully underway here. Brandon tries one more time. This is lap 8 for Brandon. They still have 4 minutes, but they're going to run out of laps. They're going to run out of chances here. Let's see if Brandon can improve his time. Looks like Dom Ford joined the session but has not jumped in the car. So that might limit us to 15 drivers. There goes Brandon across the line. Are we live? We are. Brandon comes across the line. I think he abandoned that one. That is it for Brandon. He is going to be at the best in P4 in 122.4. Seeing most of the drivers have driven all the laps they can drive. We still have Jason out here. And his final lap. Jason with a 122.6 at the moment. See if he can improve coming around turn 9. Across the line and no improvement. 122.6. Ryan Fry. The BMW tonight. brightly colored blue and pink. As he comes around turn 9, right at us here. E2WR comes across the line. And again, no improvement. 123.8. Ryan's quickest time so far. And that's going to do it for quali. As Rick Wishon comes around one more lap in the 74. And I believe we're done. We're done, boys and girls. We are done. Rick does actually have another lap. And he does have time to put it through if he can make this work. He's got to not go off track. He just did. He definitely did there. So that is it for qualifying. I don't think he can get around and run another lap. He's only got a minute and 30 seconds left, and that won't be enough. He'll be able to finish this lap, but not the next one. Once the time is up, the time is up. You don't get to keep going and finish your lap. Rick will be done at P9 with a 122.96. There are 3 drivers at 122.7. Quite incredible. So yeah, top 10, all within 2 seconds. And Josh Baling did sneak in a little closer on Emmett Lindquist, only a half second back, but still 122, between 122.1 and 122.7 are positions 2 through 9. Just 0.7 of a second. As the timer is about to run out, the sprint race is about to begin. They're going to line up here on the front row, and we are going to watch them right from here as they launch. This is our camera angle as they launch into the race.
Okay. Got you loud and clear. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being on board with us tonight. One more sponsor we have to mention. JNR Craftworks, the sponsor of the Contender Series entirely, also makes the trophies for the league. They make all kinds of woodwork and decorations, crafts, handiwork, all kinds of good stuff out there at JNR Craftworks. Check them out at jnrcraftworks.com. I don't think I finished talking about our sponsor, Grandpa's Kitchen, with the flour. I think I forgot to tell you where to find them. I'll tell you what, the gluten-free flour is just top notch. These guys know gluten-free. Let me tell you, they know it well because they are gluten-free.
All right, guys, welcome to Brands Hatch. Going in here to heat 1. Remember, these first couple turns are real tight. Let's make sure to provide room for each other and respect each other. Otherwise, let's have a great race and have some fun.
Race control on board tonight, keeping track of everything out there. And we are in the booth trying to keep track of everything here. Yeah, check them out, grandpaskitchen.com. That's what I forgot to say, grandpaskitchen.com. They know gluten-free really, really well. They're great guys, and they'll ship it right to you. And if you use the discount code BWTV, like Bigg Wizurd TV, BWTV is your code, 10% off your order every time. Not just once, not just twice, every order. And they'll ship it right to you. You can also find it in some local stores in the state of Utah. I'm not sure too many of them outside of Utah have. Utah local company. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, let's get ready to race here. We've got 16, at least 50 cars. I don't know if Dom's going to make it in here. He still hasn't set a time. So we'll see. They're lined up. Green flag's ready to go. And away we go. There's the start. Josh Bailey, number 1, outside. Emmett Lindquist on the inside. Emmett takes turn 1 down in the corner. The 2 Porsches side by side with Richard Wishon right behind. Followed by Brandon Dooley. A little pushing and shoving back there. That was a little touchy there at the back. Looks like we did make it through it. back up to the front. This is just a line, a string of cars here. Emmett, Josh, Richard, Brandon, Kevin, Rich, Rick, Kyle, Jason, just right here together. Kind of wondering here if Jason might have... It really looks like they got through that turn 2 without a problem, as the train of cars pretty much in qualifying order here. Emmett Lindquist out front, Josh Baling P2, Richard Wishon, Brandon Dooley, Kevin Cantonio in your top 5. A couple of Porsches out front, followed by an Audi, BMW, Mercedes, another BMW, another Audi, and then a pile of Porsches behind it. We'll see who's got tire control. They do have to make a pit stop. Let's see who can manage their tires the best here, as it looks to me like Brandon is trying to hold off Kevin Cantonio. Kevin got a really good jump on him. Coming down, turning down that 10-story hill. Kevin diving to the inside. Does he have enough room? Oh, beating and banging through the corner. Brandon on the outside. He's got a little bit of better run off of that outside corner. He's going to have him on the inside here, turn 3, as they go side by side again. Kevin pushed a little bit wide, but that is raceable racetrack. And Brandon holds on to the spot. Rich Hibbs is going to take that spot away from Kevin Cantonio as they exit out of turn 4 down the long straightaway. And Rick Wishon is going to say, I'm in too. I'll do a little bit of that. And I think what we've got here is Carl Robinson saying the same thing. That dropped Kevin. Kevin tried to run that side-by-side run between him and Brandon between turns 2 and 3. And that really backfired on him. He dropped back from battle for P4 now back in P7. As a couple cars go by. Rick Wishon attacking Rich Hibbs here. And these guys are now side-by-side. Richard holding on to the position, or Rich holding on to the position. And Rick right on his tail trying to get that back from him. Up front, Emmett Lindquist still out in the lead, followed by Josh Baling. That's only 7/10 of a second, followed by Richard Wishon. Those 3 guys are right together, as well as this pile here. Right after Brandon, you've got this group: Rich Hibbs, Rick Wishon, Kevin Cantonio, Kyle Robinson, Jason Ray. These guys are right together. You throw them like Jason. Kyle Robinson, and also Brett Vay taking a peek inside there, seeing if he can make a move. And action is just on spot tonight. Oh, as Rick Wishon goes wide, he goes wide. He's going to lose a few spots. Looks like that's going to let Rich Hibbs go by, and also Kevin Cantonio. I think he was probably trying to make a pass there on Rich Hibbs. He could probably jump back and see if we can catch that. Just here in the middle, he probably goes, he goes a little wide in that corner, catches the grass, has to let off and lets Kevin by, but only loses 1 spot. So not bad there. Jason still holding off Brett Vay, and Brett has Carl Ribbon in the rear view. He's right on the bumper here, trying to make a move, and Brett's trying the same. Oh, there he goes. Carl has a great move to the inside and takes that spot away. That moves him up to P10. Carl on his horse, first race out with us in the series, doing a great job. Emmett Lindquist in the number 40 still runs out front. This little pack of 3 seems to be a little bit of a breakaway. Emmett Lindquist dropping down the 122s already, as well as the top 3 drivers all on their third lap, dropping off the 122s. Rich Hibbs just drops down position. Rich Hibbs, let's see what happens. Rich looks like he had a little problem. Looks like Kevin right behind him. Rich, oh, he gets a little wide, oh, and hits the wall. That's gonna hurt. No bueno there. And Rich is probably going to have to go to the pit lane to get that one fixed. Shuffled through the order, though. Rich dropped down out of the top 10. And Dom Ford is still in pit lane. Rich just crawling. You can see him. And oh, another issue for Sean Williams. Oh, too bad. Sean had a couple bad breaks in the last race. He just loses it here. Coming around turn 6 or turn 5, and he is just barely crawling back in the pits as well. He might be okay. He did have a little hard damage there, hard hit to the back end. So, is something he has to come in the pits for? Or maybe he can keep that going. Right now, Emmett Lindquist out front, Josh Bailey right there in second spot, just a 1 second gap there. And Richard Wishon also 1 second away there for third. Brandon Dooley in fourth. He's kind of all by himself at the moment. He's kind of floating out there. Kevin Cantonio has now gotten past Rich Hibbs, who had his issue. Kevin in the Mercedes, he is in P5. He has Rick Wishon just tracking him there. Doesn't look like Rick wants to let him go. Kyle Robinson in P7, followed by Jason Ray. Those are the two Porsches. Head of the Porsche train. It's Kyle, Jason, Carl, and Brett in the Porsche train. And they're followed by the BMW of Ryan Fry here. He's trying to catch these guys in the Porsche train. Solid racing up to this point. Finishing up lap number 5. Going to click off the lap 6 here as Emmett goes across the line. The heat race is 11 laps. 11 laps for this one. And then we're going to flip it around and run about 25 to 30. We'll have to see when the session comes back up for the next one. But this one's 11, and then we're going to go about 1.5 times the race. It's 40 minutes. It's 15 minutes and 40 minutes. As I leave you here for just a minute, I'll be back. Now out to a 1.2 second gap over Josh Bailey. Emmett looks like he's got this track figured out. Josh in the number 1 car. He's here in the other Porsche, Porsche and Audi up front. Josh still holding off Richard Wishon now. Richard 7/10 the gap. There's Richard in the 974 Audi trying his hardest to hang with this group up front. Brandon Dooley in P4. Kevin Cantonio has caught back up to Brandon. Almost. Brandon did have quite a gap. Now down to just a second here for P4. Kevin's pretty quick out here. We'll see what happens when these two get together again. Last time they got together, a little bit of touch and touching there. That was close. That was some close action. Brandon managed to keep it under control as they go around. They went around the hairpin side by side as they finish up lap number 7 of 11 here. Just 4 to go as they cross the line this time. Emmett, Josh, Richard, Brandon, Kevin, Jason, and Kyle has dropped back. Kyle has fallen back. P7, Rick Wishon. He hasn't fallen back because he hasn't gotten up there. Jason behind him. This is the Porsche train. Kyle Robinson, Jason Ray, Carl Ribbing. They had 4 of them a while ago. Now they're down to 3. 19 car Gray Welch in the pits. And the 317 of Brett Fay on the attack here with Sean Williams. As we watch this close battle, lap number 8 of 11. It's real easy to make a small mistake here, and that small mistake can throw you back. Can throw you right out of the contention. This here is 4P12. These guys running nose to tail here going around the racetrack. And I want to get back up to our battle for 4. Nothing changed yet. Kevin has moved into 0.7 of a second gap. They only have 3 to go. As Kevin goes wide, that might have been bad for Kevin. Oh yeah, he goes real wide. Has to gather it back up. He was really pushing off of turn 1 there. And he lost a little bit of time on that one. As Brandon pulls away to 1.1 second lead. Kevin's going to push hard. See if he can make that up. He's obviously trying to push the edges of the envelope to see if he can make up that distance. Richard Wishon up front in P3. Still not able to make any ground here on Josh Bailey and Emmett. Emmett just looks like he's controlling this one from the point. Michael Mooney runs his fastest lap of the race and gets ahead of Ryan Fry. He is currently in P10. Notice Ryan Fry may have had some trouble. Trouble. Oh, that's turn 4. Oh, and hard into the wall. That's going to end. That's going to pretty much end Ryan's chance here in the sprint race for any kind of points. Only top 5 get points, and that is going to drop him down the ladder. Let's see what happened here, as Mooney also has an issue. The right-hander here on the turn 7 loses it, comes around, barely touches the wall, lets Ryan back by, but now Ryan is now in the pits. Mooney has gotten back by him. As we go back to live action here, 1 lap to go here. Up front with our leader, Emmett Lindquist, out at the point. And Emmett, as he comes around this time, he's coming around turn 9 right now. This will be 1 lap to go for Emmett. Out in the Porsche 911 GT3R. Turn 4. Emmett looks like he's got this one under control, followed by Josh Bailey, Richard Wishon finishing this one up. The battle is still back here for P4. But Brandon looks like he's got a handle on this one as well. Kevin Cantonio there in the Mercedes trying to catch, but he may have ran out of tires there with some early on pushing. So Emmett, Josh, Richard, Brandon, Kevin, Rick, Kyle, Jason Rabe in the number 8 transfer spot. That's the coveted 8th position. And if he can stay there, if Jason can stay there, he is going to have the pole as we start the next race. So I don't think Jason's going to be too upset about that. He's running up against Kyle Robinson now as they go through turn 7 down here into the left-hander. Turn 8. And finishing up the race, we've got our winner, Emmett Lindquist, Josh Bailey, Richard Wishon, Brandon Dooley, Kevin Cantonio, Rick Wishon, Kyle Robinson, and here is Jason Ray right behind him. Coming across the line in 7th and 8th, followed by Carl Ribbing. First run for Carl. Good job, Carl, being out there in the top 10. Michael Mooney with the 10th position finish, followed by Rich Hibbs after his incident. Rich probably not real happy with that one. That puts him back into P11, followed by Brett Fay, Sean Williams, and Gray Welch are the runners in this one. As we watch these guys finish up their final lap. Mooney still going around in the Ford GT. Rich Hibbs still doing his thing. Followed by Brett Fay in number 317. Sean Williams already gone around. A lap down for Sean and Gray. All right, there it is. The flip has happened. Jason Rabe's going to start on the pole. We're going to do a 3-minute warm-up here and get this thing back underway. After just a couple minutes, these guys are going to cruise around on a warm-up, 2 minutes and 45 seconds, and I will be right back. On behalf of Stair Fittings Incorporated, this is Ron with Bigg Wizurd TV. I'll be right back in just a minute for the start of the race.
Was it exciting when I ran out of fuel? Yep. Yeah.
Yep, just trying something. Yeah, it should be fun back there.
Only because I have spun. No, it isn't. And not at all. Right.
See you, Ron.
See you, Ron.
Sorry, I forgot to unmute myself. I don't know if you heard me talking there, but we got the drivers right there as we're getting started here during the warm-up. Warm-up is over. We're going to fire up and put everybody in a row here on the racetrack. Let's check the grid. As they start populating in, we should see the cars start to appear.
All right, we're gridding up here for the feature. We had a pretty nice clean start in the heat race. Let's keep that going. Have a great time, guys.
Jason up front in the number 2 car. We'll see how this happens now that we've flipped him around and make him start in reverse order. The three guys that were quick are going to start 6, 7, and 8. So we'll see how that works out. And can they get back up through this field? This field is pretty tight. See what happens here. Waiting for the last couple cars to get in line. Looks like just Josh. That is probably it. Lights are on. Green flag ready. Bernie right there on the left. You can see him. He's going to be waving that flag any second now. Go, Bernie, go. There it is. The green flag is out. The race is starting. We are underway. Some jockeying for position as they're side by side. Down into the hill at turn 1, down into turn 2. Oh! That was super close. Kevin Cantonio right up on the back of Kyle Robinson, and then goes wide in the Mercedes. Hangs on. How did he hang on to that? But he is dropping back in the race. In the positions here, he's going to have to work hard to get back up front. That puts Kevin back to P8. With Rich Hibbs right there trying to get P8 from him. And he just might. Good exit for Rich off of turn 4 as they're bailing down this long straightaway. Man, Rich is on the outside, not quite far enough to make that much of a difference. Kevin outbreaks him into turn 5. He's going to hold on to that position up front. Jason up at the point. Kyle Robinson in tow. Rick Wishon is now in 3rd instead of Richard. Richard back in 5th now, starting from his 6th position. This up front action is going to be tight as the faster drivers are starting just a little bit back in the field, but they are not that much faster. Jason with a really quick car here as he comes around turn 9, finishing up lap 1. Jason Rave is going to take the the green flag, starting lap 2 in P1. As they dive down in, looks like some action happened in the back here. Brett Fay in the 317. Has had an issue. Him and Ryan are right together going into turn 9. And oh, Brett looks like he tags the back of Ryan, puts him into the wall. That may have been a little net code. We'll have to see what the rules come out. How the rule comes out on that one. And see what happens. Not sure what we're going to hear or what we're going to see, but we'll listen for race control. Here comes Richard Richon. And Josh, is that Josh? Yes, it is. Around Brandon Dooley there. That is for position. Richard takes away P4. Brandon's still pushing hard against Josh there on the bumper. Our winner of the sprint race, Emmett Lindquist, is currently right behind this little pack. And this little chain up front is tight. Tight. Gray Welch having an issue. Where's Gray? Let's go back. He just gets wide. Oh, yeah, he takes the corner a little too tight. That's turn 7. He gets wide. He's in the grass. He's trying to hold on and hits the wall. Luckily, he doesn't hit anybody else. He straightens it back out and gets past.
317, drive through. Contact lap 1.
There it is. There's the ruling. The 317. That's Brett Fay. He is going to get a drive-through penalty for his contact with the 616 of Ryan Fry as they were finishing up lap 1.
Hey, I'm just double-checking. That's for the incident with Trey?
Yeah, let me go back and look at that for you real quick.
Is this group? Oh, was that Emmett Lindquist coming around. Emmett.
Just continue on.
Emmett side by side with Brandon. They're coming down. Oh, it looks like Emmett just spun. That just looks like a spin. Oh, terrible luck there for Emmett. Drops him way back into 13th spot. That is going to take a little bit to make up Kevin Cantonio. Side by side with Brandon. Oh, and Brandon catches the curb. Kevin catches the curb. Rich Hibbs into this battle. All three right together. Rich and Kevin side by side. Kevin has the nod there. Brandon right in front of him.
That was my error, Brett. Continue on.
I guess there is no penalty. Gibbs gets past. For now, this guy's pretty much door to door here. Wow, and the battle up front as well. Richard and Rick here. This is for fourth position. And these guys in the Audis, looks like they've caught those Porsches. And they have Josh Bailey, the guy who finished second in the last race, in tow. He's right on their tail as these two Audis trying to catch up with the leaders. Jason Rave out front, Kyle Robinson, Josh Bailey in your top 5. The battle back here, hard to follow them all. Battle back here for Pete. And Josh just got by Richard as I moved away from that battle. Richard is dropping back the order. Let's see what happened to Richard. It looks like he taps the back end of Rick's car, goes sideways, and that is going to hurt. That is going to hurt a lot. Back up to live camera action here. Rick Wishon in P4, Josh Bailing right behind. Rick trying to keep up with these Porsches. He's kind of like a little Porsche sandwich there with that Audi in the middle. Trying to stay with him. It looks like Jason and Kyle are pulling away. The reason Brett's showing in the position of P1 is he is in the pits. Lots going on, lots going on, lots going on. This battle between Richard and Kevin, pretty intense still. Kevin not able to get by. And there's Carl right behind. As you can see, the order goes back correct as they cross the start-finish line. Kevin gets such a run off of turn 1. He's trying it around the outside. Maybe he's going to try to do the over-under here. Does not have enough to get by Rich. Rich holding on to that P6. His life dependent on it. Brandon Dooley going to sneak away just a little bit with that competition behind him. Kevin not letting up. In this battle, a little bit farther back in the pack. 3 cars, that's Richard Wishon getting back on his horse. Emmett Lindquist coming back in from his issue early on. Both trying to get by. And a little bobble there by Michael Mooney. He goes a little bit wide, and that lets Emmett almost catch up. We'll see if Emma's got enough. I don't think he's got quite enough here as we're going to turn 5. These guys door to door. Lots of action on the racetrack right now. Oh, and Mooney goes wide. There goes the rear bumper of the car. And let's see what happens here. He just goes wide here. He's going to tag the ball. Yeah, that's not going to help. That is not going to help. He's going to have to limp that back to the pit lane and get a new rear wing. Back up front, Jason Rave, Kyle Robinson, and Rick Wishon. This little ebb and flow battle with Josh Bailing right behind as they're pushing each other pretty hard. Right now, Jason's starting to pull away with a 7/10 of a second lead. That is all. That is not much, especially as these guys have a good lap, bad lap, and pull right back in there. This bunch up front, and then we've got this battle here for 5th and 6th. As Kevin's trying everything he can. Kevin is going to regret that move as he just went wide, and that is going to mess him up big time. If you watch him go wide into the grass, coming back on the racetrack, he's going to lose a spot to Carl Ribbon. And Kevin is going to have to get back on his horse and make up some more time. Our leader, Jason Rave, out front. The 974 has gone to the pits. Let's see what has happened to through the 974. Oh, that's not good. 974 back in the pack. Emmett Lindquist behind. 974 is going to spin here. This is Richard Wishon spinning, coming through turn 1, and nowhere to go for Emmett Lindquist. Right into him.
Broken in it.
And that is going to hurt.
Yeah, my wheel's currently upside down to drive.
And guys, please keep the radio clear. Car number 88, drive through for contact left bottom.
A lot going on that lap. Quite a bit going on there. But the front hasn't changed. Jason Rabe's still out front. This is lap 8 of 29. This race is going for a long time. These guys have plenty of time to make a couple mistakes, get the cars fixed, and get back out there if they're quick. They've got to be in that pit window, though, because everybody's going to have to make a pit stop. I have a feeling this one is going to be a tough one. Sean Williams is wrecked again. Sean not having the day he wants. Off into the grass, spins. Does he hit? He does hit the wall. That's going to need a fast repair. These guys do have a couple fast repairs, but that is probably not enough, as the pit time alone is going to hurt them. These 4 up front seem to be the ones without the errors, and then we've got a few
Jaden, I don't
behind them.
even recall getting an X or contact with that car. Can you double check that, please?
Definitely, Michael.
Jason Rabe out front, Kyle Robinson just a half a second back. Rick Wishon moving up into P3 there with Josh Bailey right behind. Brandon Dooley still in P5, little gap there, and he's back in the pack with Rich Hibbs, Carl Ribbon, Kevin Cantonio. Kevin trying everything he can to move up through the field and is just fighting tooth and nail, and he's made a few errors trying to catch up. I think he's pushing maybe a little too hard. We'll see as he catches up now with Carl Ribbon. Oh, and there's smoke. Where there's smoke, there's fire. That is the number 15 of Rich Hibbs. Let's see if we can see what happened, as Rich went a little bit wide back there. Oh, he caught the inside. Oh, he saved it, though. What a great save. It loses 2 spots, but saves the car and able to keep going. That is going to be a good plus for him, not going around, and being able to keep that car going in the right direction. Jason seems to have a good handle on this one so far, but like I said, we're only a third of the way through. This is lap 10 of 29. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. We got our sponsors for East to West Racing, Stair Fittings Incorporated, also Grandpa'sKitchen.com, and JNR Craftworks. Thank those guys for being out there and showing the way for us. Keeping us here on the air, running, live, streaming. Let me know what you think as you're out there watching. Let me know what's going on out there in TV land. Sean Williams with that damaged front end. He's going to try to get to his pit window. Not sure if he's quite there yet. I'm guessing that pit window is more in the lap 13-14 range. Kevin Cantonio did get by Carl in the number 5 car, and Rich is back on his horse. Caught up with Carl as well. See maybe a little bit of damage there. No, I don't know. Can't tell. From that angle, looked like a little bit of damage on Rich's car on that front right of the car. I'm not sure if that's damage or just the angle. Carl here in P7 doing great on his first run here with East to West Racing. Hope he's having a good time with the group. The race is kind of spread out. A little bit spread out. Brandon here in P5. Running like last time, pretty close to by himself, but now he has Kevin Cantonio in the rearview mirror. Him and Kevin real close together. In the last race a couple times. You'll see if that happens again. We get another tight door-to-door action. As Kevin is just all over the place, sliding around, missing the track a little bit. As he is pushing hard. You can see him as he's trying to gain on the number 14 of Brandon Dooley. Kevin's definitely quick. Does not seem like he's got... It seems like the car might be a little loose or something. I don't know what it is, but he's seeming to be off the racetrack a little bit here and there, just missing the corners as he's pushing super hard trying to catch up. Out front, Jason Rabe, Kyle Robinson, Rick Wishon, Josh Palin. That was the standard message we've been saying now for quite a few laps. We're on lap 12. Pit window should be starting to open. Might be seeing some green flag pit stops here any moment now.
I went back to review, drive through car 88, lap 5, turn 1 contact with car 317.
It's Kevin dropping back. Comes into the pit lane. Kevin Cantonio in the pit for his service. He gets tires. He's early in the race. He's planning on going the rest of the way here on this set of tires. He's going to get a full tank of fuel and get these tires on there, and hopefully that'll get him to the end. Kevin dropping back in the field down to P8. Is our lead pack. By Emmett. Not really sure where that happened. It may have been Mooney just blinking out and coming back. It might be all that was. This battle here for third is heating up. I wouldn't think Josh is going to push this too hard at this point. As they're coming up to the pit window, that's a turn 2, kind of a sneak peek look inside there, see if Josh can get by. Trying to get past Rick Wishon here, not easy to pass here. Really tough racetrack to get good momentum on somebody and get by him. As we watch Josh give it a try here from P4. Trying to get into that podium spot of P3. He might be able to do something during the pit exchange if he's got a good pit exchange. We'll have to see what happens with that. These guys right now looks like they're content running in order. Carl up here in P6 following Brandon around. Rich. And as Mooney does his drive through on the penalty back out of the racetrack. right in front of the pack that we were just watching. Among these guys battling for the lead, puts Mooney a lap down. But these guys still have to pit. Mooney did go in a little while ago to get that car fixed. He may have gotten his fuel that time, but that was awfully early. It might have been too early with that repair he needed with the rear wing to be able to run the rest of the way. He may be able to have seen him do it before. Lap 15. 15 of 30, halfway through. Jason Rabe out front, Kyle Robinson, followed by Rick Wishon in the 74 car, and he is tailed by Josh Baling. Brandon Dooley in the number 14 is in 5th position. He has a nice, easy gap of about 5 seconds to the guys in front of him, about 3 seconds to Carl Ribbing behind. Carl out here for the first time in the 44, up into P6. Doing a great job out here. Good to have him on the racetrack with us. He is being chased by Rich Hibbs in the number 15, who is trying to run him down. Rich has had a couple slips, as well as Kevin behind him, as Brandon comes in for the first of the leaders to pit. In the pit lane, as well as Josh Baling. Josh is going to try to take that undercut, see if he can get out. He did come out really quick. It's almost like he didn't even do anything. I wonder if he just grabbed a little splash of fuel to see if he can get ahead of Rick on this exchange. But man, that seemed to be a lightning fast pit stop. After the lap goes through, it'll tell us how quick he did that in. But he leapfrogged Brandon Dooley on that pit stop. That almost seems like a little bit too much of a leap. He got him by 7 seconds. And you'd think you've got to have fuel. You got to put fuel in the car. It's got to go in there. And they can only run about 20 laps on the fuel. So even pitting early, he's going to have to put more than that in it, I believe. I don't know if he got enough fuel in there. Maybe Brandon grabbed tires while he was there. Maybe that was the difference. And maybe Josh decided not to. But that puts Carl Ribbing up to P4 until they make their pit stops. Leaders have gone by the pit lane once again and have not yet stopped. And Rick is right now, right on the bumper of the 28 of Kyle Robinson. Kyle in P2, Rick in P3. Rick really pushing hard here. Probably getting ready for his pit stop, but he is really pushing and seeing if he can get that spot away. This is the battle for second on the racetrack right now. As we get more cars up, Rich Hibbs just came in through for his pit stop. Get these guys all cycled through. This group, this lead pack, has not yet come in. We're on lap 17. I don't think they can go too much farther. Maybe 2 more laps on the top end. Turn 8 there, getting ready for the final corner, as these guys are right on top of each other. If one of them dives in the pits, if Kyle dives in the pits without notice, whoa, yeah, that was what happened, and that could have been really dangerous there, as the two of them so close together. That puts Rick Wishon up in the lead until his pit stop. We've got Jason Rabe, Kyle Robinson in pit lane at the moment. That puts Carl Ribbing in second spot as he goes by, and that will change the order as these guys come back out. We'll see how this works out. Kyle comes out first. Nope, he does not. That was Josh Bailey. Okay, so Josh did do a full stop. Josh comes out right behind his teammate, Jason Rabe. Josh did apparently do a full stop at 29 seconds, and these guys now right together again after their stops. Let's see what happens to Rick Wishon as he has to come in this time and make his stop. See if he can go one more lap. But Josh holding the potential lead here over his teammate, or Jason holding the potential lead over his teammate, Josh, with Kyle Robinson right behind. For his stop. And let's go up to the front here and see Rick Wishon still going. Is Rick going to go all 29 laps without stopping? I don't think so. But there he goes. He goes by the start-finish line once again. Hopefully he won't run out of gas. And there is the 44. That's going to drop Carl Ribbing back in the field. As here comes our previous leader. Should take back at least the second position for now as he goes by the pit lane. But I think Carl did a really good job there. Let's see, just a second. Carl comes back out. Carl drops back into P6 behind Brandon. So Brandon holds on to his spot. And Carl is a little bit behind him, followed by Rich Hibbs in this second pack. And that is Richard Wishon, a couple laps down now. Richard not having the race he wanted. Still out there trying to get the laps in, getting some experience time out here at Brands Hatch. Grand Prix circuit. Alright, here's the leader. Rick coming in the pit lane. Let's see how he filters out the other drivers that were in the lead. And that is past. Josh has made the pass. Josh has made the pass into the lead. Let's see if we can see how that happened. It goes back quite a ways, Ron. This is for position. And right after this, we'll watch the replay of Richard coming back out of the pit lane because he is right in the mix. Josh taking over. Jason into second. Let's go back to live this battle. Right back here with the number 2 car. As Rick Wishon comes out of the pits. And the order has flopped around. Josh has made it from 4th to 1st. Jason from 1st to 2nd. Rick from 2nd to 3rd. And Kyle, Rick from 4th to 3rd. And Kyle from 3rd to 4th. So the action is tight right at the front. Let's see if we can go back and find that exit of pit lane. Here we go. On the replay, there's our leader going by. That's Josh. Here's Jason. Side by side as they come down in the turn. Jason's got the inside lane. That's definitely preferred. Kyle trying to follow him through. But it looks like Richard holds him off on the outside here, and the next turn he's on the inside, takes that spot and holds on to it. So that is how the exit happened. And that is the order they are still in now. This is back to live action as these guys are battling for the second spot. Josh out front and is starting to pull away. Let's see where everybody's at. We got Brandon in P5. He's still kind of by himself. Carl Ribbing in just 3.5 seconds back. That is in P6. It's Carl here. 911. Rich Hibbs climbing back over the field. He's got himself back into P7. Followed by Kevin Quintana. We just lost Brett Fay. Brett Fay has crashed. He's off the racing circuit. P7, Kevin Cantonio. And then that is Emmett Lindquist, but Emmett is a lap down there. The next car back is Mooney in 4th position. Emmett and Richard are laps down. Richard not having the race he wanted today. He's backing that thing into the wall here. Let's see if we can figure out what's going on. He catches the grass, overcooks it, hits the wall head on, and does not do what he wants to do. That is not the way the car wanted to go. So he's coming in the pits to get a little repair action. And back to live here. These guys still in the same order. Kyle Robinson still not able to make any gains on Rick Wishon. We got Josh bailing out front. That has changed since the pit exchange. Jason Ray, Rick Wishon, Kyle Robinson, Brandon Dooley. And that is our top 5. Putting on the pressure here for P2 on Jason Rabe. These guys running last laps. They're check out their last lap time. These guys have really been pushing hard. We are on lap 23 now of 29. Just 7 to go. Last time around, Josh with 123, Jason 123.1, Rick 123.2, Kyle 124.1, Brandon with a 123.4, Carl Ribbing with a 123.3. Rich Hibbs with 123 flat. So these guys are still putting down the laps in the 123 range. Still cooking. Fastest lap of the race is currently held by, I think it's Emmett Lindquist in the number 40. 122.2. Whoa! Whoa! So we see Kevin pushing hard again. Kevin doing everything he can to try to get positions back. Right here on the bumper of the 15 car. Gets a little bit wide going into 3 here and touches the grass, and that makes him let off the gas, spin it back around. And I don't think he's going to lose a position because the other 2 cars there near him were lapped down. But that is not where he wanted to go, as he was almost on the back bumper of the 15 car. Rich Hibbs, and that would have been for P7. Kevin really struggling when he gets close to the other cars in front of him. Might be aero push on that car, not able to get the downforce when he's near the other vehicles. GT3 cars don't have a lot of downforce, so if you lose any of it, you're going to have a problem. You're going to lose a lot of it. So Kevin's still struggling. Back in P8. Josh up front, now up to a 2.2 second lead. The battle right behind Rick Wishon, and that is Jason Rabe. That's the battle for second. Rick trying to get it. Jason Rabe trying to hold it. Kyle Robinson holding on strong to P4 with Brandon Dooley in 5th spot. Kevin has gone to the pits. Kevin has gone to the pit lane. Let's see if we can see what happened. He's coming around turn 1 here. Turn 1, not a very happy place. But he has just decided that it is over. And he is going to just park it. And that is going to be it for the number 5, Kevin Cantonio. Didn't quite have the night he wanted tonight. Had a rough time out there. Every time he got close to somebody, it seemed to be that the car didn't want to handle it. So Carl here in P6. Trying to hold off Rich Hibbs. Late in the race here, just about 5 laps to go as they finish this lap. Josh pulling out in front to 2.5 second lead over this battle for second between Jason Rabe. Oh! Contact into turn 1. That's Rick going around. I think that was Rick's fault. We'll see what happens on the ruling. As Rick gets it back into gear, has to wait a little bit for some traffic. Comes around again, and he took out Jason as well. Let's see if we can watch this from the 2 car. Coming across the start-finish line. Rick goes down in. He's probably a little too tight there. Hits the curbing, bounces over, and takes them both out of contention. That was for second position. Now back in the back, that is now for sixth position. So that, and they're even farther than that. Richard is, or Rick, yeah, 6th and 7th. He gave the position back, but he lost a bunch of them. And that is going to change the order. That puts Brandon up onto the podium. And Josh has the lead. Kyle Robinson in second place now. Running that clean lap there in second. Brandon in third. Kyle Ribbing now up to P4. Running a great race up there in fourth position. Just have a few laps to go here. Our leader just clicked by the front start and finish line. That starts him on to 4 laps to go. Josh, glad he got away from that battle for the second position, and Kyle Robinson luckily stays off of it and does not get involved as he moves up to second spot. But that gap is almost 6 seconds to the lead. I don't know if he'll be able to make that gap, close it up. Brandon in third. The battle now looks like it's going to be for fourth, as I think Sean Williams just passed Emmett. Let's see Emmett on the racetrack. Is Emmett? Yeah, Emmett's out there. I don't know how it showed Sean. I'm not sure how that showed that on my screen. But hey, that's okay. Josh Bailing's still out in the front, running these clean laps. He's in the Porsche tonight. First time in the new Porsche. Catching up with some lap traffic. He's got Sean Williams, Michael Mooney, and Gray Welch in front of him, all within 5 seconds in front. We'll see how this rolls out. Michael Mooney into the pits for his service. He shouldn't be in there too long, as he doesn't need a lot of fuel to get there now. He must have got fuel when he went in early on with his incident. He needed that rear wing. Mooney still in 9th position, and I think that's Emmett Smith. Emmett Lindquist just passing him for 9th. So Mooney back to P10. Josh Bailing, followed by Kyle Robinson, then Brandon Dooley, Carl Ribbing, and then this battle here between Rich Hibbs and Jason Rabe. Jason is pushing here. Is that Jason? No, that's not Jason. Rich Hibbs. And he is followed closely by Emmett Lucas. Emmett will lap down to this group. Not racing for position. So Rich, if it comes down to it, with just 3 to go, Rich is just going to let him out. Because as it's not for position, it doesn't matter if he goes by. And better not to have an incident with somebody racing closely that's not on the same lap. So we'll see how that plays out. Rick and Jason still nose to tail after their incident. Dropped him back from P2 down to P6. I don't know if Rick's going to try that move again. I think he'll probably be happy to stay there. He's probably going to end up getting a drive-through penalty for that contact on lap 25. Coming around to start lap 28. 2 to go. 2 to go for our leaders. Josh out front in the number 1. He's caught up to lap traffic. We'll see what happens here as he tries to get by lap traffic with Sean. He does have a 7-second lead over Kyle Robinson. Shouldn't really play a factor here. Just 2 to go. But Sean should at this point pull over and let him by at some good spot on the racetrack as they come down through turns 6 and 7. Very high-speed right-handers here. Josh definitely a faster car here. A left-hander. Couple opportunities Sean can just kind of ease off here as they come up to this turn 9 and just kind of let him go, or maybe on the front straight on the way into 1. And does not. Just kind of stays there in front of him. looks like Sean slowing down the leader. But not enough. Kyle Robinson still 6.8 seconds back. Kyle in second. The battle now is for fourth still. This battle right here is Brandon Dooley has dropped. Brandon Dooley has dropped behind Carl Ribbing. Let's see if we can find out what happened to Brandon. There we see it. Brandon in third position here. Just goes wide. Coming around turn 7. Whoa, very close on the re-entry. Carl Ribbing, smart move there, getting around. And then I think Rich Hibbs is going to get around him as well. Brandon moves back into 5. He's not going to be happy with that, because he worked hard to get up there to the third position. And he now has somehow gotten back by Rich Hibbs. Thought I was live. I'm looking at you on the screen, and I'm looking at the cars on the screen with him. And this doesn't play right. Let's see if it flips back over as he crosses our finish line. Brandon Dooley dropping back to P5. Why is Rich Hibbs in? There they go. There they go as they cross the start finish line. Finish the race, and Brandon drops back into P5. Josh Bailing with the win. Kyle Robinson, Carl Ribbing, first time out, hangs out for a super clean race and gets P3. Rich Hibbs, followed by Brandon Dooley, Jason Rabe. Not going to be happy with that one. Rick Wishon. That ruling's coming after the race. And Sean Williams, Emmett Lindquist, Richard Wishon finish out your top 10. Let's see if we can jump back into the broadcast, or into the lobby. See if we can catch some chit chat over here on what's going on. It might not be, it might be a little nuts over there. We'll see what happens.
Better tracks, I guess.
Hey guys,
I
it's Ron in the booth.
track. I wish they nuke it.
Hey guys, Ron in the booth here with Bigg Wizurd TV. That was some really crazy action out there. Josh, man, that was awesome if he's in here. Yeah, Josh, good run.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah, nice job on the pit. You popped out of that pit lane. I'm like, wow, how did he do that so quick? And it worked out for you.
I learned my lesson. Manually calculated down to the right number.
Well, it must have been pretty close. You got out there pretty quick. Carl, first time with the group, man. Third place finish on the podium. Great job. Nice, clean, smooth all night long. Good job.
Yeah, thanks. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm hooked.
Well, let's hope you come right back and keep racing with us.
Oh, I'll be back.
Yeah. Kyle, nice and smooth, nice and clean, lands you into P2. Good job out there.
Yeah, my goal coming in was just finish the race and try not to crash the car. I think I crashed probably more than anybody in practice, just the first hour before trying to figure this track out. So I'll take it. I got lucky with the draw, with the invert, and just tried to keep the car on the track. And some of the faster guys had issues and ended up where I was at. So I'll take it.
Yeah, I think there's still some work race controls doing for post-race. It was a little incident there with the leaders, or top 3 at least, and he's still working on that from what I've heard in my report. Should be coming up soon, but good race, everybody. It was a lot of fun. Great to watch. Emmett, you were like doing great, trying to catch up through the field, and then just didn't work out. So rough night for you. But you got the sprint race, so that's a good one. And he's.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think I went for a little bit of a move around the outside on one of the back sections on Brandon. Just miscalculated, didn't give him enough space, and pitted myself on the front of his car. So a bit of unlucky driving miscalculation, but I felt pretty quick, which was nice.
Yeah, there's a couple of those tonight. I noticed a couple of miscalculations. But great race overall. Good job, everybody. Nice win for Josh. I'm sure that feels really good to snag one of those. And we'll be going to close down our broadcast here and tell everybody thanks for the race. Thanks for watching. And tell all your friends about me. Bigg Wizurd TV, tv.biggwizurd.com. And we'll We'll catch you on the next race. Be safe out there. Don't race on the road. Race with here with us, Bigg Wizurd on East to West Racing. This is Ron on behalf of our sponsors, Stair Fittings Inc., Grandpa'sKitchen.com, and JNR Craftworks. We're going to say goodnight.
See ya.
Good night, everybody.
See you, Ron.
Bye.
Bye, guys.